got here is a stock market failure. The stock market is failed to communicate. All right, guys, we got a little bit of a stock market problem here, and we are doing really good because we're just sitting on the sidelines. We've got some stocks definitely declining. Let's take a quick look at what we got here. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, guys, for today's session. We've got Amazon down about $5 per share. No big deal. That's only 1.92%. It is not affecting Amazon whatsoever. No problems there. Alphabet, once again, continuing to go up. $2.81 up. Advanced Micro down $13 today, down 5.26%. Guys, this thing has went up a gazillion dollars. This is nothing for anybody. You know, these levels of what this thing has went up to is just insane. So this is not hurting anything. Chipotle continues to drop. It's now at $30.79, down $1.18 today, 3.71%. The Dow Jones down $225 today. DraftKings barely up, low price $28.20. Let's take a look at DraftKings on an annual, way down. DraftKings is having some issues. Look at a 5-year chart, right center in the middle, 26%. So you guys are going to have to go ahead and Google why DraftKings continues to drop on its stock. Do some research on it. It seems like a really good entry, but I don't know all the ifs and buts about DraftKings, so I won't give you my advice on that one. But it does, price-wise, it looks good, but that doesn't mean it's a good buy. So do some research on that. ENPH still dropping down. It did have a little bit of a bounce back yesterday. It just kind of fooled you. See, here's where it dipped down here at $29. That was a great time to buy. We made our video. I pointed that out to you. Hopefully you guys took a chance and entered at that point, because that is a really good point. I just don't really see this stock continuing to get destroyed like this. It's already been destroyed. I mean, you're talking 58% that it's lost in a year. 75% it's lost over the last 5 years, guys. So it's eventually this thing's got to come back, you would think, right? Because they've got a big brand name for the solar business. They're really well known, and they do have some decent funds saved. So I do expect them to make a comeback. This stock is just getting murdered. This Fiserv, it's getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, look at that decline. You're talking about a stock, guys, that was $235 last year. Not even a full year ago. $235. And it just dropped all the way to 61. You never know what's going to happen, guys. This is why I'm not a long-term holder. I'm a swing trader. Matter of fact, I have a course for you guys. You guys can purchase it at jimmymastery.com. You can guys go over there and purchase that course. It's for swing trading. And it'll teach you a lot of the really inside information that I have. Now, also, I am going to put together probably a group. I've been really wanting to put together a Discord group, okay? Don't worry, the morning show is still happening. I'm just about finished, so we will be having a morning show soon. So just bear with me. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel. Support the channel. We're going to have a morning show every morning at 7:30. And I'll show you my face. I'll show you the news. We'll go over the pre-market, the aftermarket, and what stocks that I'm buying, what stocks to look for. I'm not looking for YouTube views. Of course, I need you guys to watch it for the YouTube channel. But I'm not doing this channel strictly for views. I'm doing this to build a large community that we can invest together. All right, so I don't just make videos just to get views. All right, so we got GitLab. 45, 49. I think it's a little high still. I know that GitLab has got up to like 50 bucks, 60 bucks, see 70 bucks right here. But if you, when you're looking at stocks, you don't want to focus on the high section. You want to focus on the average, okay? And then, so you want to analyze like that's the average price. So realistically, this is an average price for this stock. A low price would be $39. At $39, it's probably going to be a good stock to own at $39, even $40. Okay, Grayscale, Ethereum is tied to Ethereum. Everything that Ethereum does, you're going to see a change in this one. Now, I do have a new stock for you guys I'm about to show you. It's also tied to crypto. It's tied to Bitcoin. This one is tied to Ethereum. So even know that this price, so this is where you get fooled in this business, okay? Look, this is a month chart. So on a month chart, you're thinking, oh, that's a great deal. It's way down. It's way down. It used to be $36, and I'm getting a great deal. Are you? Are you really getting a great deal? I don't know. I don't know. I would say a great deal would probably be Ratchia balls. Ratchia balls. About $15 would be a great deal if you ask me. Okay, guys, what did I share with you the other day? What did I share with you? Remember, I gave you stocks to watch because they had quarterly reports. Do you remember that? Well, guess what? Guess what happened to the Honest Company? Wah, 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 wah. The second bad report, back to back, getting absolutely hammered. Look at this dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I mean, look at this 330 cha-ching in pre-market, guys. Never own a stock during the quarterly report unless you are absolutely confident it's going to be really good. $2.51 in aftermarket, and now we're at $2.48. Guys, you're talking 27% down in a day, or let's see, not a day, hold on. Yeah, 25% down in one day. Guys, that is a lot for a small little company. They're getting destroyed. So if you look at the 5-year chart, the company has just not done crap. They're really, really, really failing with their cosmetics. I don't understand why they do not go after that market for women's cosmetics. I don't understand that. They have the perfect name. They had a beautiful actress who started the company. How in the world are they not doing that? They should be competing with Elf Beauty. Don't understand that. Guys, if they were into the cosmetics bigger, they do cosmetics, but they're just not marketing right. They're focusing too much on this diaper crap. You know, they're too focused on diapers. Newsflash, people in a struggling economy are not buying high-end diapers for their baby. They're buying Pampers. They're buying Huggies. You know, they're going to their local supermarket or they're going to different places and they're buying in bulk. You know, sure, some people will buy the Honest Company because they like the product and they have really good high-end diapers and they have high-end products for the babies. So a lot of people do like that, but they're kind of a niche, you know. So I'd really like this company to kind of get going more with getting this company off the ground. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. 87%, your stock goes down, $16.61 per share off the price. 1 year, 40%. I mean, just a turd. With that being said, would I buy this stock? Absolutely. Absolutely. I am definitely taking a gamble on this one. At this price, guys, I'm buying it. I'm buying some money on this one. I am. I'm actually going to make an entry on this one because this is a hold. Let me show you something. If you look at the years, okay, this is November, right? Let's flash back to previous years. Okay, so here we go. We just hit November. So in November of 2024, so exactly 1 year ago, this stock was $7.14. Here it is a year later at $2.46. Now let's go back a little further on a 5-year. Okay, you've got October, November, $3.12. So this is a perfect example. In 2022, the stock took a turd. This diaper company is literally pooping themselves, because if you go back up here, you know, you've got different fluctuations a lot with this particular stock. You can't really depend on any of this. You just want to kind of get a realistic figure of what this stock has done. So 430. Okay, let's just talk about the 430 mark. So this is what my philosophy is, okay? I'm looking at a stock on the chart that's at 442 right there. That happened basically a year ago, okay? Now this stock, if we just go back 6 months ago, this stock was $5.15. Just 6 months ago. So if you get this stock, which is not even its high, but if you get this stock to go back to, let's say, right here, $4.52, and this happened 6 months ago. So if you get that stock to do that, you literally double your money. You pretty much almost double your money. You need what, $5? You need $5. So let's look at a year. Look at this. Look at this, guys. 616 right there. 497, you just doubled your money. By 20,000, you make 20,000. I don't know how long it's going to take. But if it only takes until like March, man, there's nothing wrong with that. You're doubling your money. I mean, it just depends on how much money you're going to put into it. But I just don't. Let's look at the history of the lowest this thing's been. $1.24. I mean, that's the lowest the stock has been in 5 years from what I'm looking at on the chart. So the worst that it could do is go down like another $1.20. I mean, anything's possible. Now, here's the good news. This is what the good news is. When they have a quarterly report, it just got hammered, right? So you basically wait for the bleeding to end and then you come in, because there's no more reports that you have to worry about for 3 months. And guess who tries to make money on stuff like this? Day traders. Day traders. They come in and buy it and they push it up and they push it up and they try to get a quick 10 cents, 20 cents per share. And then what do? They dump it just like they're poo-poo in the diaper. All right, moving on. All right, IBM's kicking butt, taking names. I'm interested in Mara. I like Mara. Mara's all about crypto mining, but I think that they can handle other type of mining. I think they can handle other type of things like server data, servers and things like that, like for, just high-end servers and stuff like that. I mean, they have the facility to do it. So let's see what we got here. We've got a 1 year that looks pretty good to me. I mean, it's not really crazy priced. Seems reasonable. We've got some lows of like 1242. Again, it's very tied to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin tumbles and goes down to like 80,000, I think you'll see this stock around $12. So it's hard to say what could happen, but you are also got to pay attention to, you do have a 578% increase in the last 5 years. In the last year, it's only given back 15% of that. So it hasn't had any struggles at all. But I do like Mara. I think Mara does a really good job, and they own all of their own equipment and land. So they're very well structured. Marvel Technology has been doing really, really well. That's been doing really well lately. You could have bought that at like $68 just a month ago. Nike, I think it's a really good price for Nike. If you wanted to hold Nike, I'd be cool with that. It's just a hold though, because they're subject to problems with the tariffs, and I don't know. Nike's all over the place, but I do think at $62, I don't think you could go wrong with that one. Okay, now Novo is really struggling lately. This one is getting really interesting for me again because they're really, really, really struggling. They're on the decline. They consistently continue to lose and lose and lose, and it's kind of mind-boggling because they're coming from such a long, good history of pharmaceuticals and testing and big name products and things like that, and they're in weight loss and diabetes and all this kind of stuff. But I just still believe in this stock, even though that the chart looks really, really bad. I mean, you're priced really low here, and for this price, man, I'm sorry, I'm just hanging on, man. I'm buying more shares with this one. I just don't see this staying down forever, guys. And anytime you give me an opportunity where I can double my money, I gotta take a chance, even if it takes 6 months. I always liked OKTA. I've always liked this stock. I think it's a pretty solid stock. It stays pretty stationary. It's a pretty safe type of stock. Usually goes up $1, $2, $3, $4 a share. Nothing usually more than that. It's not a big home run type of stock. It's just a consistent stock. It's kind of like a safe play kind of stock. That doesn't mean that it's not subject to go down into the low 70 range. As you can see here, that would be your worst nightmare. If you go here with a 5-year, wow, it even went to 55 before, and that was in October. So I still like it, guys. It's a identity security company. I've done really well with this stock. Every time I've flipped this stock over and over and over, and I'm constantly making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a pop. I do buy it big. It's just one of those kind of things where it's so hard to say right now. We are seeing the stock market respond a little differently lately. It is responding a little differently. It is having a little more rough patches and things coming down a little more. Some of them are getting way more beat up than others. But, so it's hard to say if it's an entry right now. If it was a month ago, I would tell you, heck yeah. Right now, what they say though, scare money don't make money. So you just don't know. It's one of those kind of questions like, do you have to buy it? Absolutely not. Will it work out? Probably. You'll probably go see it go back to 90, 91 again in a very, very short time. Who knows? I'm not a psychic, but I'm just evaluating what I like to evaluate whether I'm going to buy today. I still like to go over everything to keep fresh update on everything. OneStream, too high. It's too high. We had our opportunity to buy this at $16 about a month ago. Not even a month ago, 2 weeks ago. So I think this thing goes back and forth. It's usually $17.50 all the way to $19.50 and then right back down. It hasn't really made any kind of moves. It's possible that it can in the future, and if you don't stick with it and you don't buy it when it's low, you're never going to have that opportunity. But then again, you have opportunities on other stocks that are moving a little better. All right, SoundHound. If you've been trying to get into SoundHound, it is getting more affordable. Now, here's the crazy thing. We're justifying this affordability. It's a justified affordability. The reason why I say that is look where the stock's been in the last 6 months. You got 21.40. So look where we are now. Is that really a good deal? I don't know. It's not really, in my opinion. Okay, it's a great stock. It's a growth stock. It could really take off and go to the moon one day, but doesn't change the fact that according to the graph, I'm showing $12 as a better deal. So we'll see what happens with that one. Symbotic. Oh no, let's talk about Supermicro. Wow. Boy, did this thing hit the fan again. Another bad quarter report. They cannot fix their problems here. Now remember, in the last 5 years, the stock is 1,300% upwards. Remember that. So when you look at a 1 year, you still have 80%. So when we start to cry and complain about the price of this stock, is it really low? No, it's not. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm trying to warn you about. Look at the 1 month. You would think it's a good deal. Look at the 6 month. That's an average price on a 6 month, okay? 1 month, it looks like it's a great deal. 5 month, it looks like a fantastic deal. But if you really, really look at the 1 year chart, it is a little high, even at that decline. $31 would be a more safe entry. A lot of people in the stock market, including all these channels, keep pushing you and pushing you on all of these type of stocks when it comes to data centers and AI. It's hard to say, guys. Listen to yourself. Do what's comfortable. I always teach you guys, do everything you can not to purchase. Only should be buying on really great opportunities. Okay? You shouldn't be just doing it because everybody else is and everybody's telling you to do it. All right, Trade Desk, man, I mean, this is just another one, guys, that could eventually make you a lot of money. A lot of these good stocks that are really beaten up, they haven't really been performing well. Every time we keep thinking, like, when's it going to make its move? When is it going to make its move? One thing I learned about the stock market is that when the deal is a good deal, you just buy it and you forget about it. That's just the way that it is, because you don't know when it's going to explode. You just don't know. You just don't know. All right, so I think we're good. Quantum computing, I kind of like this price, guys. Okay, let's analyze this one. 5-year deal seems high, seems awful high. 1 year deal seems high, seems awful high. What's a good price? Around the $9 range. Okay, will it get there? I don't really know. I really don't know. But it's one of those situations where if it ain't low, you ain't got to force it. You don't have to force it. PayPal's staying steady around that 66. That's pretty typical. Oh, the new one. The new one that I got to show you guys, Strive. This is a new one that I got to show you. I met a guy in when I was in Vegas that was an investor, and he gave me this one. And I was looking into it and stuff like that. So the deal with this particular coin, or this particular stock, is this is 100% driven by Bitcoin. 100% driven by Bitcoin. The symbol is ASST. The 5-year on this one looks pretty good. The 5-year looks pretty good. Don't you guys agree? That looks pretty fair to me. That looks pretty fair to me. 1 year looks pretty fair to me. Really does. Looks pretty fair to me. So I think it's a decent stock. It's up 84% in a year, and it's down 91% in 5 years. So if you really analyze it, it's almost even. It's almost even. So the range of this sucker is like 1340. All right, so I'm going to share my thoughts with you on this one, okay? This is, and I hope this damn camera don't keep fading out. I notice it's been doing that. Now, it's not going to do that during my show because I'm not going to be this close to the camera. But what I think it's doing is that when I get too close to the camera, the sensor messes up. So I apologize. I know on my other videos, it was having problems where it looked blurry. So I'm hoping it doesn't do that again for you guys. If it does, I'm so sorry about that. It won't do that on the morning show, I promise. So here's the thing about this stock, guys. This stock is, let me tell you something about this stock. This is a high risk, high reward. This is one of those kind of stocks that could make you a millionaire. I repeat, this is a stock that could make you a millionaire. It's just one of those kind of stocks, guys, that if Bitcoin happens to go to the moon one day and gets to $1 million a coin, you're going to be very wealthy if you bought it at this price. You're probably going to have a lot of chances to flip this stock where it goes to like $2.50. This is just one of those kind of stocks, though, man, that I probably would just buy, start positions, and just add positions just add more every time it dips. Every time it keeps dipping. Now, guys, I will tell you, I don't know if today is the right time to buy this, because here's why. This thing is up 19% in 5 days. So I would wait to see if this gives back some, and see if, you know, you could get back. Like, now the other day was the time to buy it. It was literally, it dropped down to, I think it was like $1.21 that you could have bought it for. That was just yesterday. You could have bought it for $1.21, made 20 cents in one day. So check this one out. Do some research on it. But this one could really make us wealthy if we get into this one and this sucker takes off over the years. So I might take a chance. I might start buying positions in this one, guys. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Like I said, for those of you that would like to get my swing trading tutorial, I made a really professional training tutorial. You could get that at jimmymastery.com. I'll put that in the link of the description here, and you guys can check that out, okay? All right, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all your support. Please hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to get monetized on this channel. I'm trying to get this channel to about 10,000 viewers. I think we can do it, especially when we start our morning show, because that's going to be consistent, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to do a really good job on the production of it, okay? All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Good luck trading.